It's believed that the majority of Durban's homeless are young people. Many become homeless due to unemployment, crime, poverty, family conflict, or substance abuse. Centres like iCare, which started in 2002, have become a lifeline to many living on the city streets. The organisation has developed an outreach program assisting with drug rehab, counselling, and reuniting children with their families. The centre says more than 500 children have been assisted since its inception. Many have received a warm, hearty meal and have been introduced to career guidance and life skills.
This is a daily centre where children come from the streets and receive their basic needs being met. And at the same time, we start our intervention with them. And we document them, we build a profile on them, and we try to reconnect them from their area of origin. And they have psychosocial intervention, they have activities, they have educational activities, sporting activities, cultural activities. We have an art therapist who comes in and works with them, a gym instructor, chess coach, so they really do receive quite a lot of sort of intervention here at the centre. And then once we've established their commitment to our program, we allow them to then enter into our restoration. We call it our rehabilitation centre, but it's not always for drug rehabilitation. It can be for just general and holistic restoring and renewing and rebuilding the whole child.
18-year-old Nqubeko Msizane from Jozini in northern KwaZulu-Natal and Ntokozo Tladla from Inanda are a part of the iCare program. They both left home due to poverty and turned to substance abuse whilst living on the streets.
I left Jozini to find a better life and a possible job, so that I can support my family who are really struggling back home. I started taking drugs at an early age because of the situation. I was 13, and when I came to Durban, I ended up on the streets. After realizing that I would not be able to find a job, I have been clean since March this year after joining the iCare program, who have really helped me. I'm from Inanda. I found myself on the streets because of peer pressure. I do come from a well-off family, but my drug habits led me astray. I started taking drugs in 2021 and I joined the program a month ago, hoping to be clean.
Across the metro, the Dennis Hurley Centre provides temporary shelter to homeless people, providing ablution facilities and meals for up to 1,000 homeless people in a day. But the centre says the situation is becoming worse as the youth unemployment rate continues to rise.
There'll be a whole new batch of people arriving on the streets of our cities in the new year. And that's the fundamental problem. It's an economic problem. Until we can deal with youth unemployment, we will always have more people joining those who are on the ranks of the homeless than we're able to move out of. One of the big challenges of young people who are on the streets is reconnecting them with their families, because there is great stigma and shame attached. If you were sent by the family either to complete your studies or to find work in the city, and for whatever reason that hasn't worked out, it's very hard to admit that as a personal failing. So we find often part of our work is simply to make that first phone call back home, to reassure the family that the young man is still alive, that he's doing okay, maybe he's ready to speak to them, maybe he's not. Sometimes they're really keen to welcome him home again, and then we can reunite people with their families. Often, though, there is an embarrassment that there are more mouths to feed at home, and people don't want to go back home and add to the problem. If they stay in the cities, there is some hope that they'll find work, there's some hope they'll get training, there's some hope they'll get further education and might be able to be a financial asset to their families.
The 2022 census statistics showed that there were more than 56,000 homeless people in the country. Gauteng recorded the highest percentage of homeless people at 25,000, followed by the Western Cape, at 10,000 and KwaZulu-Natal at 8,000. The National Homeless Network convenes a national conversation about homelessness every year. This year, it will address through dialogue strategies to support the homeless in the country through social support services, including mental health, addiction counseling, and job training programs. For SABC News, I am Jade Paulser in Durban.